Hey there, everybody. Here we are at our 6th week of the term. Filming this on Tuesday, February 9th. The announcement has been up since yesterday, the 8th. But here is our video for the week. Where we are now, well, we moved on to our next mode of discourse, having done narrative, descriptive, and now in persuasive and argumentative. And I think I mentioned this a little bit last week. This is our next essay, okay? Just to kind of get right out of the gate with it here, same page length as the narration and descriptive, and I will get those descriptives turned around to you by the end of the week. So 2 to 3 pages, okay? The thing with this one, though, is you don't want any research in this, okay? So the ideas, the arguments, okay, the justification for the argument, so we'll go over that in a second, should be coming from your head, okay? So you want to save the research for the next version of this paper. We do 2 versions with this paper. One that we call the no research version, which is just you going off of logic, sense, emotion, and values, but not doing any rigorous scholarly research. That's going to come later on. Okay. A couple of people have come to me with topics. Remember, you want to make sure that your topic is researchable, okay? And when it comes time to do the research version of this, which again is not this week, okay, it'll be in a little while, you're going to have to use the GNTC library databases called Galileo, okay? Galileo is like the house, the repository, the storage area of all of the various different databases that have scholarly articles. And these are the things you will be researching, combing through to find backing, evidence, support for your research version. So this is all to say, once you pick a topic or your topic is approved, you just want to make sure that you are able to find research out there in the Galileo databases. Okay, so I would cross-check that before I finalize my decision on a research topic. Okay. So, a lot of the, topics we're considering here are, we want them to be fresh and original, okay? We don't want them to be kind of the ones we've heard over and over and over again, and I had some of these at the release of last week's announcement, legalizing marijuana, lowering the drinking age. Minimum wage I typically don't allow, but that's coming back into the conversation in an interesting way. I might soften up on the minimum wage thing, but abortion, pro-choice, pro-life, a lot of the things we've all heard 1,000 times, I'd rather not have unless you have some, really fresh, unique take on the issue that hasn't been said before. So this is why it's important to check your topic with me so we can approve it together, okay? So I would recommend doing something topical, and when I say topical, I mean pertaining to our current moment, okay? For example, the Capitol breach of January the 6th. You won't find much argument that that event was despicable or bad or wrong. I don't think anybody says that, but a lot of people get argumentative or disagree with each other when they are talking about the reaction to it. You see on the media that it was an insurrection, an attempted coup, and then you have people on the other side of the debate saying, and people did die, let's not forget that, but a lot of these dodos, when they went into the Capitol, they were looking around like, okay, now what do we do? Okay, hardly sounds like an insurrection or a coup. They're just trolling or LARPing. But again, people lost their lives there, 5 people, okay? Maybe you want to talk about media double standards in the coverage of this event and no coverage or very little or very soft coverage on things that happen in other cities, especially in the West Coast, like Portland and Seattle, with groups like Antifa running roughshod and beating people and hurting people and killing people. So maybe that's something you want to discuss, okay? Whatever you decide to do, this version, you want to ground your argumentation by what we call the Aristotelian, so Aristotelian as in Aristotle, the student of Plato, who himself was the student of Socrates. The Aristotelian appeals, okay, these are logos, L-O-G-O-S, ethos, E-T-H-O-S, and pathos, P-A-T-H-O-S, okay? Logos, English derivative we get from that Greek word is logic, okay? Also the word. Logos has to do with words, reason, logic, okay? Facts, data. Does it make sense? Okay. Is it sensible to conclude thing A is a result of thing Z? Okay. Ethos, having to do with ethics, morals, character, credibility, authority. Okay. When we say something like, as Americans, that is appealing to a sense of ethos, a shared value system. Okay. So you want to make your argument on grounds of logos, logic, reason, ethos, credibility, values, and then there's pathos, which is emotion. And this is the one that's wreaking havoc today, or this appeal, because so many arguments today, first, aren't really arguments, they're just people screaming, okay? Or calling people various names, or getting people deplatformed, or canceled. This is all a result of pathos, okay? Calling somebody a racist or a sexist. Of course, there are racists and sexists out there because there are people out there. But kind of this really irresponsible tagging of people as racist or sexist without providing substance corroborating that charge, okay? That's emotion. That's me pointing to you and calling you something with no or very flimsy evidence, okay? Pathos is, if you parents out there going to the store and checking out in line, and your toddler screaming and crying to get the candy bar, and what do? You give in. They have persuaded you by pathos, screaming and crying, emotion, okay? So those are the big three: logos, logic, ethos, credibility, character, ethics, pathos, emotion. Very heavy-handed language, evocative language can help as well. Do you want children to die in cages? We heard about the border crisis a few years ago. That's pathos. Whenever you're talking about kids dying or anyone dying, that's an appeal to the heart. You're trying to pluck on the heartstrings, okay? So those are the three, and you could do paragraph by paragraph. You could do your intro, talking about the thing you are arguing for or against, and then logic, ethos, and pathos paragraph, and then a conclusion. That'll run you about 2 pages, okay? You want to avoid I, okay? I know it might sound strange. Well, how am I supposed to argue my perspective if I need to leave out the first person pronoun I, okay? Well, it's actually quite simple once you get the hang of it. So what if I make the argument that the school day is too short here in middle school, okay? You might be tempted to say, I think, or in my opinion, the school day is too short. Get rid of I think, get rid of in my opinion. Just say, the school day is too short. That's you making the claim without you, I, interfering in it, okay? You want to make it sound objective, not subjective. Subjective means, well, that's your opinion. You think the school day is too short. But if I just say, the school day is too short, it's as though it's been written in the sky for all to see, right? Like it's a law we all should respect or follow. It's objective, more truthful in that sense. So you want to eliminate the first person, okay? So no in my opinions, no as far as I'm concerned, all that stuff. We went out, okay? We had that in the narrative and the descriptive, so this might be a bit of a change in this one for you, okay? That's the big assignment this week. There is another blog, okay? Rarely do I do 2-week consecutive blogs since they are bonus. And we typically do about 3 blogs a quarter. So the quarter will end in a couple of weeks. And then our next quarter begins, and we'll finish out the semester at that quarter. But I do have another blog open. And it asks you to kind of think about this idea of argumentation. Think about a scenario you've been in recently. Have you been in an argument with somebody recently? Okay. How did it go? Did you try to reach a consensus, come together? Did you try to outmatch your opponent, your friend, in the argument? What happened? Did you find yourself using the logos, ethos, pathos appeals? Okay. So just talk about it in a substantive way, and I will throw a few points to your final paper, your research essay on this argumentative topic, as a matter of fact. For blogs, you guys will get the credit as long as you thoroughly answer the question. You don't have to engage with others in a blog or in a journal. You can, okay? I believe I have it open for you to do that. That engagement is going to be done primarily, if not exclusively, through discussion boards, okay? So that is what we have this week. We have our no research argumentative persuasive paper on a topic that has been approved. And one or two people have approved a topic with me, so it's not very promising there. That and then the blog. Okay, the blog is, again, voluntary. You don't have to do it. Completely up to you. I recommend that you do it, though. It's brought people from a C to a B, from a D to a C, from a B to an A, okay, adding those points to their final paper. So I wouldn't sleep on it, okay? That blog is open as of Wednesday morning, so as of you all seeing this message, okay? So I'm going to get out of here with that. And the blog, by the way, is going to be due Sunday, so not very much time on it, but it is bonus. So Wednesday through Sunday is your time frame on the blog. Okay. So with that, I will close out here and talk to you guys at the beginning of next week, so around Tuesday, Wednesday or so. And I will leave it at that. All right. Have a good one. Bye.